Hello everyone, Manithral here, and welcome back to Farm Together. A nice little cute game. Now, if you are somebody who plays this game, obviously, you know, there's probably different events that do take place throughout, I guess, the season. I don't know how old this game really is. I imagine it's not very old. But I wanted to show you guys more of my farm, because things have changed. Number one, I have my teleport set up. Helps me get around a little bit better. I don't quite have my farming plots quite done because obviously, you know, I need to get the farm hands in here. There's been quite a bit I learned about the game since then. For example, the farm hands don't exactly farm stuff while you're actually away. It's just things will grow stuff while you're away. So that's actually something that I didn't quite realize, which is actually a little bit of a dilemma. Not too much, because like I said, I do have a lot of stuff, and it just really takes down the desired need to actually go through and collect certain items. At least certain items myself, because obviously there's a lot to do in this game, especially the further you go in. It can still be very A-okay. You can very well, you know, do as little or as much as you want to do, and it's not going to hurt anything. It's just if you're, you know, someone like me, and you're trying to complete everything you can, well, then it's going to take a good amount of time to get to where you need to be. Because as I've been going on, I've been finding out, like, if you can see in the top right, the coins really aren't as big of a deal. They are, don't get me wrong, they are a big deal because they do help with most things. But the stuff that actually seems to be the biggest deal is diamonds that are right below it. They seem to be a pretty big deal. Mostly just for the fact of getting lands. That's been my thing, is it just really helps you get land. But the thing below it is called ribbons. And when you're just starting out, ribbons are actually kind of hard to get come by. But eventually you start spending more and more on them because you want to get farm hands, and farm hands they get kind of expensive after a while, the more you get of them. But they're definitely worth it because I'm at the point where I'm getting so much stuff that it's kind of hard for me to go about. And I even have my house stuff, which is actually what I was getting to. I was kind of hoping to get to that after, you know, as I needed to. This is where you actually earn the tickets to pay your farm hands by doing these other things. So these cost different resources. They cost the diamonds. Sometimes a lot of diamonds, like that one, 175. And now I know for people who have been playing for a long time, 175, that's kind of nothing. But, you know, it adds up quite quickly. Currently, my goal is to get, like, all of the farming plots unlocked. And by that, I mean, like, all of the... I want to say, like, the plantables. The stuff that I'm going to get planted. That's my target right now, to get this all unlocked. But as you can see, the last three here, I don't have to worry about for a while. Well, actually, the last two. But this one I have to worry about. As for everything else, it won't really take that long. It's just the point of getting certain things leveled up. Once I'm done with that, of course, then I'll come over to the tree. We'll get, you know, I'll get more and more trees. See, right now I need to get that one planted, the pink magnolia. Which, that's where the money comes into play, because that one costed like 10K. But I got my chickens. I got a bunch of animals. I'm starting to get that one going more and more. The fish is probably the only thing that I don't have an issue with. There's two more I have to get, but that's just a level requirement. That one is probably just a continuation off of that one. Flowers, I'm starting to dabble in that now. That is the event flower that is highlighted in green. So I don't know if I'll be able to plant those afterwards, so I made sure I planted them all. This stuff, like the only structures I really need out of here anymore are kind of like boost type stuff, or stuff like the houses and stuff like that, like this one. This is all your cosmetics. You know, I almost have that all unlocked, which is, to me, actually pretty cool. I have 2 more I'm going to be unlocking here pretty directly. The sprinklers are a big deal. They're probably right up there with the farmhand, to be perfectly honest. And this, pathways, I soon actually have all the pathways completed. One thing I always do is I always check to make sure the farmhands are topped up. Because, well, farmhands basically run my farm. I do want to show you guys some cool things I have going. I'm trying not to show you the one thing. I'm actually kind of rather excited about it to show you guys. The farms, like the tree farms I have for like the ones that are currently there, they are completely planned out. So the farmhand, unless, you know, like a tree has not fully grown, they will always have something to do. For example, the guy that's picking a lot of the rubber tree, he's actually my fisher. I know you can kind of see a little bit there whenever I open up the map of what I'm going to be showing you guys, but I also got to get around faster. And this is my chicken slash bird slash, well, bird farm. And then we got my pigs, and this is like, I might as well say the perfect combo, because you got a large chunk of chickens, and then you got a little bit of pigs. Help me for early on. Eventually, this will probably actually just this will be my bird farmhand. That's probably what he'll end up being. Then you got the next farmhand. They're taking care of like horses, alpacas, donkeys, and then they got rabbits over here. And then the last guy, he has cows, goats, and ostriches. I try to mix the ones together that can actually be mixed together, but that doesn't always work. This guy is a little bored, so usually if I need like a special animal that I don't currently have or have room for, he's usually the guy to get it. So, I need leeks actually, which is actually something I want to work on, so that's pretty good. This is just my crop area for now. This is so I can get it leveled up. But as you can see, like, you know, this side of the map is completely done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way. This is the flower section. The flowers are going to be right here. So I'm going to work my way up and down and just work my way over to get to the end result. It's probably going to be this square here. But as you can see, this is the water section, my fishing area. And this guy is probably my biggest money maker. Because I have, well, this is going to be all regular fish right here. All regular fish. But the piranha section is actually completely flushed out, completely done. And because I just wanted to keep it kind of even, I put a row of sharks in between the piranhas and the anglerfish, just because I don't. They can mix, but I just don't like the way it looked, because I would eventually end up then have that middle row, and I'd have to cross back and forth between anglers and piranhas. It's just like, you know what, I get more from sharks anyway. So we're going to do sharks. But the last row after the anglers is actually the shark. And it's actually, might seem a little weird how I have it, but this is exactly from this piranha, this angler, to all the way over here to the end of the piranhas, is actually exactly one farmhand width for up there. And then what I did was I led them all to right here. So this farmhand can just come over here and fish, no matter how many times a day he needs to. He can fish all those sharks. He can fish all the anglers from this spot. He can fish all these sharks from that spot, and he can fish all the piranhas from right here. And this is right on the edge of where he can get stuff. Now, I do have some rubber trees here. I do actually want to get some more rubber trees. That is one thing. I ran out of diamonds whenever I was going to plant all these, because I just want to have 9 for now. For now, because they're going to keep getting me more and more diamonds. So that's fantastic. The money trees right here, I'm not going to get rid of them mostly just because, well, I like having the rubber trees, well, the money trees. I like having to have everything, because what if I need to harvest, so many money trees? Well, then I have money trees to harvest. So he's going to get, like, the long-term trees that take a while to grow. But his main focus is, obviously, all the fish. Because as you can see, he has a lot of fish he deals with. And that's kind of the point. Now, eventually, you see, like, how this one has a teleport and then the farmhand. Eventually, I want to have all farmhands do the same thing like that. And then the one thing I learned about with the flowers... the biggest thing when it comes to flowers is you really want to have sprinklers on them, because it just increases their value. I realize, in time you kind of want to have everything have the sprinklers that grows like this. Like, obviously trees, you don't need to worry about fish. Obviously you don't need to worry about fish. But as you can see, I'm kind of already starting to lay the groundwork for getting farmhands out here by the size of the plots, how they're organized. It's just the point of I want to get enough of these ribbons to be able to get everything watered on a regular basis, and then I'm going to save up to get more farmhands here. Otherwise, these are just like, I'm not going to get as much money. Because like right here, these are the same 2 plants, but as you can see, obviously one has more water than the other. So I mean, that's just kind of painfully obvious. I do wish I had more ribbons, because now I have more and more trees to actually harvest from, which is getting to be kind of out of hand, because, well, I plant the trees as needed, same with flowers as needed per quest. So if a quest leads me to get these, then I go ahead and get them. But as you can see, it's starting to get to the point now where I'm getting more variety of tree requests coming in than I am actually able to get ribbons to get the farmhands. I know in time that will change. Eventually I won't have to worry about that at all, and I'll just have a ton of farmhands and a ton of ribbons. You can only have so many farmhands, so like that is one thing. Like, it's not going to let you completely get away with sitting around and doing nothing. But as you can see, up here, I didn't even show this part of the farm yet. I did have a shop island, but as time went on, the shop started getting bigger and bigger. So it's just like, well, why don't I just have it right here in the center? And this is kind of like my shopping plaza now. I have all this stuff constantly coming in. So it's just like, I can easily just go side to side. Fish, like I said, fish is probably one of my biggest harvest things in this game. I get a lot of diamonds and a lot of XP. I want to say per day, just from fish. So, and like even here's my pawnbroker. This is where you can trade in your gold nuggets. I don't really spend the gold nuggets too often, and I never completely sell all my product, mostly because of stuff like this. This is actually what my other house. This one I actually furnished because I kind of like the way it looked outside, so it's just like this one, well, I'll furnish this one. But as you can see, it can take quite a bit of diamonds and quite a big chunk of change to even do this stuff. But I did want to show you guys a little bit about this. I kind of stick to one thing with the fish. I mean, obviously fish is my biggest thing, so why not do fish? But this is my progress so far. I have put quite a few hours into it. I think personally I'm kind of doing it a slower way. But that kind of comes with the territory of, you know, I'm trying to have it completely organized as I'm going through. And I think essentially that's what's going on. That's what's making it a little slow for me to go. As you can see, I need a lot of sharks. I need all the anglers. I do need some more fish, but I'm actually going to hold off on any more fish. I'm going to get them all to 36. And once they all get to 36, I'll just, if there's any empty room, I'm just going to let them have empty room, because last thing I want to do is have all that stuff planted and then end up needing to maybe remove some fish. I say planted, but it's fish. But, you know, end up needing to remove some fish because there's new fish. Sometimes there's event fish, there's other stuff like that. So it's kind of one of those things where I want to do a certain way, but I got to keep in mind, you know, what exactly is up. And it's just, it's kind of inconvenient. But that's actually it. I did want to give an update because I noticed you guys seem to be at least a little bit interested in the Farm Together videos. It's just such a nice, relaxing, and calming game, especially compared to everything else that's going on right now. I mean, we have a new Resident Evil coming soon, and just a whole bunch of stuff coming up, so it's definitely something to... This is a game I can definitely recommend to play. To be, you know, perfectly blunt and honest. You'll notice too, I don't actually water my crops anymore. It does help with time, just watch. Like, if I plant this, water it, it goes from, what was it, 16 hours and 42 minutes, 12 hours and 12 minutes. I'm not overly worried about that. I'll be in bed before these are even ready anyway, regardless. It's 12 hours, you know, that's after midnight. I'm not staying up that late. I got work, so not too worried. The melons, I let my friends do a little bit more than I should sometimes, but oh well. He planted melons. I don't really need melons, but I'll live. Pumpkins, they have over a day to go, so I mean, they have what, 1 day, 5 hours, so it'll take quite a while to take care of all of that. But yeah, this is my farm so far, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys are playing Farm Together, if you guys want to, you can come across my farm. You can look up my name, Manithral, just the same as the channel. You know, you're more than welcome to come and join in on the farm. It's just one of those kind of cutesy games. I do have some permissions for people, so I mean, all I ask is you just be a little bit respectful, stuff like that. The only thing is, like, you're not going to be able to make anything. I can honestly say that. I know I only have a little over 1 million gold in here, but with my fish farm, I'm fine. Like, there's no way, like, somebody completely come in and just try to wreck all my money, and it's not going to happen. I have it pretty well structured. I do need to get this tree up, which is unfortunate because this area up here is actually getting rather full. As you can see, give it that little space in between, and now I have all those. And see, I just bought all those, and they were about 10k a piece, and it barely even touched the bank. So that'll actually do it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, yeehaw.